The dream of consciousness. Consciousness, which underlies all forms, is the result of the union of spirit and matter. If there is alignment between spirit and matter, the person is self-conscious. It realizes and remembers himself or herself and works in equilibrium. If there is no alignment, the person works immersed in the fascination of the material and three-dimensional universe, identified with his personality, and his life is a dream or a waking state that differs very little from sleep. If we forget ourselves, we forget the totality that surrounds us. We are conditioned, and our mind is conditioned, and it has been poisoned. Deepak Chopra has said that we have been conditioned to adopt the beliefs, attitudes, and tribal loyalties of another person or group. And once we adopt a set of basic beliefs, they feel as if they are ours. Among these poisons are racism, tribalism, treatment and abuse of women as inferior, a predilection for violence, and all the ways of thinking of us against them. And from this perspective, the conditioned mind is universal. Transmutation. In order to cure our poisoned mind and free ourselves from the conditioned mind, we need to start a process of transmutation. Basically, there are human problems that are unsolvable at their own level of manifestation. However, when our perspective of the problem changes, the attention and awareness of the situation loses its attraction, and there is a transmutation to a new perception of reality and a new basic interest. This overcoming required a new level of consciousness, and through it, the problem that seemed unsolvable lost its urgency. We are a center of pure consciousness connected in the spiritual plane with the cosmic consciousness. Let's talk about a strategy that will help us face the current state of our consciousness. First, to purify our vehicles of manifestation, physical body, emotions, and mind. As the emotional nature is subdued and the mental body is purified, the consciousness receives undistorted impressions from higher sources and then reflects them in a descending manner. In this way, the conditioned mind begins to detoxify little by little, and the accumulated inertia of a whole life begins to be reversed. Second, to neutralize and control our ego and personal importance. Our ego and exaggerated perception of our personal importance are the most important predators of our daily energy and the most important obstacle to be overcome. From the moment that someone only thinks of himself or herself, the focus of all his reality is reduced to each person. However, from the moment that someone thinks of others with affection, their perspective widens and their problems seem insignificant. Third, we must avoid negativity. We must be positive. Compassion and love are positive feelings and thoughts. To be compassionate is to believe in the goodness that exists in our fellow human beings and in ourselves, and is the most sublime proof of living to create and manifest a positive scenario in our reality. 4. Search for silent knowledge. To achieve this, an inevitable condition is to stop our internal dialogue. Once our internal dialogue is reduced to a minimum, you note the arrival of inner silence. A new flow of things enters your field of perception. Inner silence is the matrix of a spectacular evolutionary step, silent knowledge, which is the level of human consciousness where knowledge is spontaneous and instantaneous. Epilogue. The dream of our conscience is produced by the systematic exhaustion of the energy that our daily activities demand from us, and by our undisciplined use of our energy. It all comes down to the amount of energy that we have available to us each day. If we do not have enough energy, we cannot say that we know our reality with the necessary certitude. Our perception can be increased if we manage to conserve more and more energy daily, freeing ourselves with patience from attachments and addictions. A task that is not easy in this convulsive and materialistic world. However, little by little we will be able, if we succeed, to perceive more and more the truths that are certainly very diluted in our plane of tridimensional manifestation.